It's the official day one of back to school for millions of pupils across the country today. Government is confident it's all systems go at public schools. Teachers and staff have been preparing to receive pupils for the past 2 weeks. But there are over 16,000 learners still waiting to be placed. Our reporter, ENCA's Mangoba Mkhunu, has more on the story and joins us now from the brand new school in Katlehong that has been opened and received its first cohort of learners. How has day one gone at that brand new school, and what are officials saying, Mangoba, about day one for schools in Gauteng?
Well, Tulas, I can definitely tell you that day one has gone quite smooth here at this school, but of course under strict lockdown regulations, given the fact that we're still under the second wave of the coronavirus pandemic. And in fact, when we arrived this morning here, Tulas, we did see social distancing being observed by the learners being placed according to their grades. Also, we did see them being sanitized and their screening and their temperature screenings also being taken before they could make their way into the school. So it has been very strict regulations in terms of enforcement with teacher assistance also by the gates. Parents were also not allowed to come into the school premises for today, just to try and minimize the number of people that come into these schools. But in terms of the school readiness itself, the department quite upbeat to us that it's all systems go across schools in the province. They're saying that they are quite confident that all of the schools, the over 2,000 schools, did manage to open today. But I want to bring in Steve Mabona, who speaks on behalf of the Gauteng Education Department, just to get a sense of how day one went. Steve, thank you for your time. Let's start here. Of course, schooling resumed today. The academic year resumes. But are we ready to resume the academic activities? What are you hearing so far, according to reports that you're receiving? Are all schools open?
Indeed, we can confirm that all schools are, open. And it's quite sad that parents that will be dropping off the grade ones will not be in a position to probably, accompany them up until to the class level. They could only do that up until the gate. And it was interesting to see while they were waving to their children. And honestly, we need to confirm that all our schools, they are in session now. And we are quite pleased that we did have anyway a challenge in Tshwane West, where parents went to our district office to inquire about placement, but numbers are reducing. We are placing as we continue to interact with parents, give them alternative spaces, and it's quite a challenge in some instances where we need to accommodate and we don't have space. Our challenge is grade 8 to a certain extent. Our grade 1 we are placing, and we are quite sure that we will be done by before the end of this month. We should be done with that process, because when you look at the numbers, less than 1,200 now, which we are sitting with, and when you look at that, about 300 is grade 1, and the remainder, which is about 900, is grade 8. So that's where we will be facilitating the process of making sure that those that are given alternative spaces, they take those, and in those schools that they can still accommodate, because we gave them mobile units, then they will be accommodating.
Okay, I think the elephant in the room for now is the issue of safety, and many parents are concerned. Are their children safe when they return to school? What assurance can you give to parents about this?
Look, we have provided our PPE to all our schools. We're talking about your hand sanitizers, your masks. Those that will be coming and say we don't have masks, we'll give them masks, face shields, soap, necessary soap, because we need to wash our hands. Make sure that we encourage that, that will be happening in our schools, and the protocols observed. I mean, don't allow anyone that is not invited in our school environment. Make sure that the numbers are minimized, and the rotation system will continue. We're not going to find an overcrowded school, or a school with a number of learners or people there. So that is a priority. That's why we prioritize safety. So we're not going to gamble with the life of our children. So that will be observed. Protocol must be observed.
Okay, I cannot let you go without asking this question. Of course, this comes amid that 430 million rand disinfection tender scandal that is currently over the department's head. How far are investigations in terms of that particular scandal?
Look, like as we've already committed that the investigation was commenced. As the SIU has already confirmed as well, they've interacted with some of the officials in our environment, and we'll just have to wait for them, wait for their process. When they are done, they should be in a position to indicate on what is it that they found. But you know that MEC is on record to say in the event there's something untoward that was done by our officials, necessary action will be taken. But let's wait for the process to unfold, and when they are done, they should be in a position to update us, and we'll take it from there.
And of course, this happens, we're here at this Abram Hlope Primary School, a school that you've just recently handed over to this community. Tell us more about some of the facilities that are here in the school.
Look, this is a top class, it's a well-class school, and these are the schools that we are building. These are the schools that we are launching. When we say we launch schools, we do away with asbestos schools, schools that were built by apartheid. We don't know what was the intention, but we make sure that there's laboratories, there's nutrition centers, there's all amenities that you need in a school. And we make sure that at least there's playing fields. Children must play at some point. Though now we are not allowing any activity, but because of the current situation that we find ourselves in. But our schools are built to an extent that they will last longer. And if they are well taken care of, they will still, serve generations to come. And we want to say to the communities, take care of this school. Don't vandalize, don't allow anyone to come and ban the school. If you are angry of something, don't come and want to ban the school, because we're not going to come back and fix it. And by that, we don't mince our words. There's 2 schools that were vandalized in this area. Even today, the grade R block in one of the schools was banned, and in some other school classes were banned, and we have not refurbished those schools. And that's what we want to put an emphasis, that parents need to understand that you need to guard the school, make sure that it's part of the community, because if the community want to use the school, in a long run, they will be in a position to use the school. So you can't allow people to vandalize or even come and steal from your community.
Okay, thank you very much. That was Steve Mabona, who speaks on behalf of the Gauteng Education Department. As you can hear, Tula saying that it's all systems go here in Gauteng, and schooling has resumed.
All right, thank you for that. ENCA's Mangoba Mkunu out in Katlehong. They're reporting on day 1 of public schools having reopened for the year 2021.